This computer, share the screen. Okay, take you guys down the corner here. Cursor. There we go. All right. Okay. I don't know if you guys are aware that Adobe has a new camera app for the phones. I'm not sure if they have it for Android, but I know they have it for iPhone. Been playing around with it a little bit. I know Jim Murphy's been playing with it. Anybody else?
What kind of phone?
For
iPhone.
iPhone I don't know if it's out for the Android or not.
It's
It's
not for Android. Not for
not
Android.
not for Android yet. Okay. Yeah. At any rate, for those of you who have an iPhone, it uses the same camera and lenses and everything, but it really is totally different results. The biggest thing I don't like about it is it doesn't shoot in the large format 45 megapixels. You can see here the difference in size here. I've cropped these, but it's like about half the size
Oh yeah.
pixel wise. The other thing is it's a little softer. This is the Adobe version. This is
Um,
the iPhone version.
yeah,
So
you can see.
the one thing it does have, which is kind of nice, is really good shadow detail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
you can see it's
yeah.
got a really decent
Wh-
shadow detail.
Not bad.
which one is which, Sandy?
The one on the left is the iPhone native app, just the camera app, and the one on the
Yeah.
right is the Adobe Indigo app on the
Yeah. Took
iPhone.
out the glare too.
Yeah. Well, that's where it suffers. It suffers in the highlights. You can see the highlights are
Highlights.
blown, but the shadows are open. So if they
Yeah.
could get both in one, it'd be great.
Nice
So
detail.
yeah. Anyway, so I know Dave, you like museums. We were
Yeah.
just at the Fine Art Museum in Cleveland the other day, which is wonderful if you ever get there. So we literally showed up when it opened and were chased out when it closed. We still didn't
Oh,
see
all
everything. So
day.
yeah, it was wonderful.
Have you made it to Chicago yet?
Yeah, we went to Chicago. We the NASCAR race was there for 2 days, so we didn't even go downtown. It was a
Oh
mess.
boy.
They had all the
Yeah.
streets closed, and yeah. So
Sure.
let me give you another example. So let me just make this a little smaller. Yeah, I'll make it full screen. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's a big difference.
yeah. So now this is front fill backlight, and the one on the left this time is the Adobe Indigo camera, and the one on the right is the native camera. And again, I think the shadow detail and the color space, the way it renders color is completely different too.
Yeah.
So kind of hard to say which way to go at this point. But I'm going to keep playing around. But again, you can see the pixel count is about half. So
Hmm.
it's not using the 45 megabyte uh, option, for high res that the native camera at 1:1 does. So that's kind of a shame because on the native camera you've got at the point five, which is the really wide, and at the one, it uses the large format, which is great. Um, but I think I like the way it's doing its color space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
So to be continued. Anyway,
Mhm.
so thought I'd show you that, and we'll
Yeah,
go
that's
from there.
that's interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Should we? I guess let's start with Tim, and we'll work our way backwards this time. Okay.
Okay, this first one is Pina Pepala, and I took this. It was dark, and there wasn't much feather detail in the bird, or actually much color in the photo at all. So I just went ahead and I went ahead with black and white, and I did some work with black and white when I was a boy about 50 years ago. I had my own dark room, but it's
Hmm.
been a long time. So
Mhm.
I'm not even really sure of uh, what kind of tools or even software or procedures might be available to make a black and white picture pop. But I tried what
What did you
could.
use for this?
I just used Lightroom, and
Hmm.
I did a radial gradient. I just kind of tried to follow the way the light was on the bird, and uh,
Right.
bring
And
out the
you,
eye.
you just picked the black and white profile. I think there might be two or three of them
Yeah,
in there. If not, there's a bunch
yeah,
of free ones you can download that might
yeah,
get you a little better start. But it's pretty much just like working with full color because basically that's what's there. The
yeah,
one nice thing when you go to the black and white profile is you can pull up your color mixer and play around with your different colors to see if you can get better results just by changing the intensity, of the saturation and the luminance, and
yeah.
sometimes even shifting the hue slightly, but primarily just doing that. Yeah, let me just see something here real quick. Maybe I can just try it in Camera Raw and Photoshop. It'd be basically the same. I haven't done it in a while, so kind of better to see it than try and take it off the top of my head here. We'll upgrade another time. Okay, so filter, Camera Raw, and we'll click on monochrome. We got monochrome and black and white one, so there's. Well, it already is. And yeah, this isn't going to work. Let me get. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me get a color image and we'll do it. This won't work. Sorry about that. It's already converted. So
In different colors.
yeah,
It could affect
let's
the
see. How about that one? Let's
yeah.
try that one. All right. So yeah, let's try this again. Okay, so um, we can take the profile. Yeah, monochrome, and you also have black and white.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you got a couple different ones that you can look at. There's also like a browse window
Uh-huh.
where it kind of gives you previews, and you can scroll over them and see them without having to physically change it till you're ready.
Okay, cool.
I kind of like
Yeah,
that one. Okay, so we'll
yeah.
pick that one. All right. And then
Right.
after you're done with that, you hit the back button here and
Mhm.
you mess around like you normally do. So, you can put your exposure, you can pull your highlights down,
Yeah.
shadows, so on. But here where it says color, no, that's not it. Where is it? Here, black and white mixer. That's right. They changed it from color mixer to black and white mixer. So here you've got your reds. So you can kind of tweak that way too. So reds, orange, yellows. See if there's not much green in there.
Frozen.
So
I'm not there.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's breaking your tonality down by the colors it converted. So
You're
even that magenta.
you're freezing up there, Sam.
All
Yeah.
right,
You're
can you hear
freezing
me?
up.
Can you hear
No,
me? Okay now.
we can hear you, but you froze up there for a bit.
Okay, yeah, I'm running on 5G. Maybe it's
Yeah.
recycling or something. 'Cause
It's
I'm
when
parked, so
you're
it's
editing, I guess. Too
all
much.
right. Okay, so can you want me to recap this area, or did you guys got that?
I got it.
You got it, Tim?
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
So that's the key. Start there, and then you can go into your regular edits and add on top of that. You can play around with your highlights and your shadows and whites and blacks. And you got your masking and everything else. So everything's pretty much the same as color, except instead of having a color mixer, you got a black and white mixer. So, and you can kind of see what that did. So, yeah. So that's the key, is to play with that.
A blue sky, you before you do anything, you can make it real dark or something with the blue slider, and then you go to black and white. It'll, makes a big difference. You can play
Yeah.
with the colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So there's the before and after. You really don't have blue on this one, but yeah, that's a good point, Jim. Okay. So let's hide that and we'll continue. So yeah, you could probably pull out a little bit of shadow detail and so on with that.
Okay.
So we
Yeah,
lost you for about,
if it's there, it might not be. They're pretty dark birds.
we lost you for about 5 minutes there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. Am I still fading or am I okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gone for about 5 minutes there.
All right. You know what? Let me try something else here. Hang on a second. Can you hear me okay now?
So if you went on the red slider and hit luminance, you could make the eye real bright.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
All right. I just switched over. I've got Starlink. Let me see if that's any better. I'm just getting tight on my data. I think I've got 10 megs left or 10 gigs left. Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
So
Hope
far.
so. No, it's freezing.
Yeah, I'm still
Oh.
freezing?
No, I think you're okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're okay.
All right. All right. All right. Let's go to the next one.
This is a vermilion flycatcher, and I think I might have had it shown one before, the same sequence, but it's the bird taking off and flying left or right. It flew right at me.
Yeah,
And so
amazing.
I got a couple of shots off in the burst mode, and the issue with this one was that the bird's left eye, the bird on
Did you freeze?
the eye. So it
Really?
really both eyes are actually the same eye.
Wow.
And then I kind of, I kind of sometimes overdo the texture and stuff like that. I just can't help myself. But I could probably make this bird look a little softer if I wanted to, but I did, sort of like this photo. It's this unusual perspective.
No, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is nice.
And then, Tim, do you blur the background or is that all done?
Yeah, I usually blur the black background some, but if there's enough distance from the bird to the background, then it sort of helps take care of it itself.
Size of their wings are amazing compared to the bird.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a good shot.
So
Wow.
I was going to I promised myself the next time I was at one of these meetings, I'd have something other than birds, but I just like birds a lot. And,
That's
and
okay.
this particular photo, I have a few hundred of the Costa hummingbirds, but this one, like if you compare the bird with something in the environment that identifies the desert, for example, like a cactus or an agave, it's a real bonus. And plus the tip of the uh, agave and the interaction with the beak,
Oh,
in this
wow.
case, it's perpendicular. It forms a perfect cross.
Yeah.
And actually, this photo, it really just came out of the box just like this. The lighting was
Perfect.
An
perfect.
excellent shot.
in the background was the aloe vera was in bloom, you know, in the distant black background there's the orange.
Really good.
And I was pretty excited, and I came.
Detail came out when you enlarged it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I really
I
love
like-
the
Yeah.
pollen
I
on
like-
his beak.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
the original crop as well. I like this crop, obviously.
Yeah.
Closer, but the original
Tim,
crop,
what's the, it looks like he's got some sort of ears or some, the protrusion out of there. Yeah, along there. So what is that? That's an unusual feature.
It's part of his neck feathers, and depending on how he torques his head, you know, the feathers point in different directions, and sometimes the light will hit it. It'll be even more iridescent and bright. In this particular photo, it was a little bit overcast, and the light, sun was coming up, and so the light was just hitting the tips of the feathers just right. I mean, I really can't take any credit for this. It's just I was there at the right time. But like I said, I probably have hundreds of pictures of this same bird. So this was the day.
Yeah.
And
You got it.
So on
Yeah.
the other side, he's got a similar, like he's got them on both sides.
yeah.
They call them gorgets.
yes.
Yeah, and they're down here. Yeah.
I see. Wow.
So
And those are in Green Valley?
Yeah, this is Desert
Okay.
Meadows Park, and they're pretty much there year round, and they're not real skittish. This particular hummingbird, but
Beautiful.
I was trying to keep. I have this photo I'm showing is it's sort of smaller in the frame, and because it's a small bird, and that's kind of how I see it, but. Like for social media or something like that, I'd crop it in more. And, I kind of have this tug of war or two minds within me where I want to make it fill the frame, but so many of the bird photos I have, it's like my high school yearbook. It's all the same photo except different species, It's just, I'm trying to make it look a little different sometimes, but
Sure.
either way.
Okay. Yeah. Nice job.
Tim,
So Jim Bowman, if when you come back, get yourself a hummingbird feeder. You'll be amazed how many are around.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Tim, you have a 600 millimeter
This was taken
telephoto?
with a 300 millimeter.
300.
Yeah, a 2.8.
Okay.
Nice.
And so that I was able to hold the camera pretty steady. That always helps.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, the detail is amazing.
Very nice.
Wow, it's gorgeous.
Look at that.
This is a little flycatcher, and I did sort of crop this one to fill the frame, and I just sort of like the little composition with the barbed wire and the grass in the background. Kind of gives you a feeling of what you see with the little flycatchers on the country road.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Very unusual to see the barbed wire instead of a twig. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's what you call a jailbird.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I like better.
That's what I was going to ask you guys, because
The lighting is nice here.
This
well,
one's
I
beautiful.
kind of played with the lighting and sort of sort of embellished it a little bit because I use that in Luminar Neo you can make the
Yeah,
Yeah.
sun rays. Yeah.
I think
and
this
so-
one's a bit too bright for me. So
yeah, it's I have a tendency to try to push it too much and go over the top some, but It's a little different look at the same bird. Plus, I left a lot of the twigs in there, which
Mhm.
I don't know if it frames it or if it just distracts.
So you put these rays in then, did you? These,
Yeah, I did.
yeah,
Oh,
I don't think it
okay.
needs that. I don't think it needs that myself.
Is this
Yeah.
the right crop, Sandy? Because I see his name's cut out.
Oh yeah, I cut it in.
Oh,
I
okay.
cut my own name out.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. You
I'm
cropped
guessing
it.
this highlight was here, but you just added the rays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe just the highlight would have been enough. And
Yeah.
you got a bunch of modeling and other things going on here. Uh,
Yeah.
I kind of like this. Leaving this in. I maybe get this little piece out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe just this little tip here
Mhm.
because it's just
Yeah.
distracting. But yeah,
Okay.
I like
yeah.
I think the first one's the best one.
Yeah.
Oh, you like that one better?
I like that. The
Yeah.
Yeah,
jailbird.
Yeah.
yeah. They're both really nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, great, Tim.
All right.
Okay, good.
Thanks,
Good
Thank
guys.
you.
pictures.
Thank you.
Nice.
All
Beautiful.
right, let's go to Paula. I
Oh,
think I still got somebody there. All right.
Lunchtime.
Was taken at Reed Park
Salad.
Zoo a few years ago. And basically I just zoomed in to just cropped it for that area. Brought up some of the colors and so forth.
Mhm.
Got all the different textures. I mean, even the little
Yeah,
eyelashes here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
great.
yeah, yeah, that's,
Yeah, and the fuzz here and the leathery
Skin.
skin. Yeah,
it's all over the
Interesting.
place.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And this is
Wow. What?
basically just a Disney facade at a park in Walt Disney World. I just like the colors combination, and I
Yeah.
did change the sky and made it blue, added some clouds,
Yeah.
Yeah.
framed it up a little bit.
It's really a fantasy shots.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's the facades they use for their rides, so
That's
Yeah.
nice, Paula.
interior rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, colors are nice.
There's no hot shots. There's no
Yeah,
no overlight anywhere. It's
yeah,
perfectly
yeah,
balanced.
yeah. I played with it for a while, but yeah,
Mm.
Nice.
It's nice.
thank you.
Mm,
And I apologize. I may have entered this, submitted this once before, but I couldn't remember.
I didn't
But
see it.
I just cropped tight into the flower garden for the reflection on the bottom and
Yeah.
brought out some of the colors, textures.
Beautiful.
So a light vignette might work on this light or dark, either way.
A white vignette.
Maybe a white one, or maybe just
Okay,
dark. Yeah, you can try either way. See which works better for you.
okay.
Really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank
Yes.
you.
These last two, I'm in a fantasy world. I love it, Paula.
Mhm.
Thank you for taking us there.
Well,
Yeah.
this was near Epcot in Disney World. So.
Mhm.
Nice.
And I think this was shot on one of the paths in Disney World from my pass near the hotel. I have no idea what kind of flower it is. Almost an orchid type, I think.
It's really
And I
nice.
just
Yeah.
like the color and the lines, veins in it.
That's postcard perfect.
I
Mhm.
totally changed out the background.
Yeah.
Did a great job of that. Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, the composition is really nice. The way it flows.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this painting texture that your filter is really cool. You really got a handle on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the backgrounds with a little bit of texture
Yeah.
like that. Now I call these two Fran and Ollie. It's like their expressions and everything is like another fine mess you got us into or
Okay.
something.
Yeah, right.
But
That's
but
really
this
good.
was taken at Animal Kingdom and at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And these are big animals.
Again, all the textures on the animals, it's
Oh,
just really
yeah.
cool.
That is pretty amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Okay, let's go for Jim Murphy.
Oh,
Wow.
So this is a crab spider, and I got 3 macro shots today, and then 2 bird shots. This is a crab spider. He's hanging upside down under this leaf. So I watched this whole drama. He hangs there, and there's flower behind him, and the bees would come to the flower, and when they get close to him, he'd whip out from underneath and try and bite him. And most of them
wow.
got away, but one of them didn't. I took a sequence of the whole thing, but I'm not showing the sequence today. But
Mhm.
it was just kind of fun, a little macro exercise. So he's still out in my garden, so I might go out and visit him again today.
Wow.
This spider eats bees?
This is a bee-eating spider.
That's
He,
crazy.
I saw one that he did get, and he kind of tied it up with some, strands. But yeah, he missed a lot of them. A lot of them got away, but he comes out and just tries to bite them rather than catch them in a web.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have to be
And
quick.
he looks translucent, kind of,
Well, I saw
see-through.
him from like 12 feet away. I mean, I thought to myself, why is this spider? Usually they're camouflage, right? So they
Right.
have this
Mhm.
great patterns and everything. These kind of like yellow, light color. And then I thought about the next day, it popped into my mind, the bees have a lot of yellow on them. So maybe it is a camouflage in kind of a way.
Mm,
Or
right.
maybe they think he's part of the flower.
Yeah, or part of the flower.
Jim,
Exactly.
this is Northwest.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah, this is exactly. This is only the second time I've ever seen a crab spider. I don't look for spiders, but they sometimes find me.
Ooh,
Yeah, I had to take this guy's picture.
okay.
Very
And
cool.
that plant looks pretty gnarly too, with all the spines.
Yes, it's incredible. It's an incredible plant, and I can't really capture the color of the plant. It just glows. This blue
Wow.
color. It's amazing. So
Yeah. You got a nice warm and cool thing going there too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose you could get in between these and darken this background down a little bit to kind of, so it doesn't compete so much.
right. And he'd pop a little more if I did that. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. And then another one of the photos, I blackened the above him the
Up in
leaf.
here.
And I just
Yeah.
turned it black, and then
Yeah.
and that kind of worked too.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. This is my screaming eagle,
Yeah.
and about 30 or 40 feet below him is a nest with a juvenile in it. And I think what he was saying was, "Don't get any closer."
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
There we go.
Stay
Dive
away.
bomber.
Yeah.
It's
This is a
good advice.
Neo background that I threw in there. I think it was from Neo.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
I just shot this really rickety old house today. That I was looking for a sky to go with. I think that something like that might work, but more grays and dingy. Very cool.
Great.
I like the backlighting on his beak,
Yeah.
and across his shoulders. Yeah, that's really nice.
Wow.
Wow, nice.
Wow.
We're back to the macro world again here, and
That's
this is
working.
foxglove,
Fox.
from which they make digitalis heart medicine. But at any rate, I put a topaz on it, as you can see there. You can probably recognize topaz there.
Mhm.
Yeah, your macro's working on this one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Amazing.
Well,
That is
it
nice.
almost looks like Chinese writing there, doesn't it?
That's what I thought. Alan, exactly what I thought. I thought I see Chinese characters there.
Yeah, or penicillin or some kind of mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
No.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Look at this.
Oh, I like that.
Monkey
That's
tail.
nice.
Very
So I've been
nice.
getting
That's
I've
really
been
nice.
I've been getting
It's
into
really cool.
Fibonacci spirals, and I'm going to do some
Alan.
snails and some other things too. So um, Fibonacci is kind of interesting. I kind of did a deep dive on it and read about it and everything. So
He's a smart
um,
cookie.
yeah,
Yeah,
but this is a fern that's it's just unrolling, and it's got all these tight little spirals, and opens up to these big leaves.
right.
Wow,
Nice.
That's real cool.
that's very nice.
Mm,
Really
yes.
nice one, Jim. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Another macro, and I tried to find out what kind of flower this was. It's a very small little flower coming through a maple leaf that's near the ground, and it said geranium, but I don't think it's a geranium.
Mm.
But so I don't really know what kind of flower it is. But it's a little bit of negative space and then some texture, natural texture from nature in the background there. So
Mhm.
I like your composition here.
Yeah.
thank you, Dave.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, your negative space is really nice.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yeah, I think we
Very
got them all.
interesting.
Nice. Thank you.
Good
Very
work.
nice.
All right, thanks.
So,
Are you guys broiling up there, Jim?
No, it's 70 degrees today.
Oh, you're so lucky. We're 104.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Come on up, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool. Whose is this? Bowman. Okay.
that's nice.
I
So
like
Great.
it.
yeah, this
I
is
like
just
that.
a picture, kind of a artist rendering on a wall, and
Mhm.
then I superimposed on it on a separate was the sky, and that's the way it turned out.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
I got
Very
Milky Way
cool.
shot.
Pardon?
Milky Way shot.
mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like the way it comes up from her cheek into her eye.
Right. That's cool.
Very
That's
cool.
very
Very
cool.
good.
Yes.
Jim, you got a new insignia here, this bow and arrow guy. Is
Not
that your
really.
new signature?
I got a couple of them, and I just threw this one in, but because I
Yeah.
couldn't find my other one.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But it all works. I don't really think about it too much.
Yeah. That's cool. Nice.
So this one
Bullshit.
is rendered in topaz, but around here they have a tall ship
Uh-huh.
festival kind of like thing,
Hmm.
and several ships parked in our bay here. And so I just wanted to kind of this old romantic kind of scenery there.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was the way it turned out.
Love it.
That's nice.
Yeah, real nice.
I love your art renderings that you've been doing
Yes.
lately.
Yeah.
Don made it back, it looks like, Sandy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, there
Yes.
you are. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
yep,
yeah, good. Good. We're working our way up to you. We're going from the bottom up.
that's fine.
Excellent. And we can hear you just fine. Excellent. I'm glad you solved that.
There was a little box in settings that wasn't checked to allow my apps to use the speakers.
Oh,
Hmm.
permissions. Yeah, it seems every update they keep getting stricter with what can be
They
used
do.
for what.
It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. All right. Good. That was an easy fix. Okay. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Looks
So,
like it's coated in sugar.
Yeah.
well, actually, this was from a workshop that I went to, and it was called let's see here, Early Morning Dew.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so all the whole, all that is moisture, and the beads across there are water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Fantastic.
that is nice.
And you must have a macro lens too, huh?
Yeah. Uh, and it just, it's pretty tricky though, because you still got to put them on fairly straight, perpendicular.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you've got to do a multi-phased, what do you call it?
Focus shifting.
Multi-focus.
Yeah, focus stacking. Yeah.
Focus stacking, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
tripod and everything. Yeah. Well, I've done them without a tripod, but it's a lot easier with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I use an F20 on some of mine shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is in the harbor on a kind of I made it into again a sort of an old world look, just to see what it would turn out. And
Hmm. I think I like this vignette a little nicer than this one.
Yeah, I agree
Maybe,
as well.
yeah, maybe just a little too harsh, the gradation on it.
right.
Yeah.
I really like this one, Jim, but I think this
Yeah.
would be amazing in black and white or sepia or something.
Oh, yeah.
Think I ought to try it in black and white. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
Black and white or
Okay,
sepia.
I'm gonna try.
I think that
Yeah,
would
it could work. Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is the annually
Oh.
we go to a jazz festival.
Mhm.
This is the North Port. It's in Michigan. It's up in the north. Anyways, I kind of rendered this, and you saw probably one or two others when I rendered them in a more abstract way. This was sort of like in a more painterly way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that.
I like it.
I really like
Yeah, I
that.
like
And you got a white vignette on this one, Jim?
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
Jim, your painterly look, is that topaz or some other?
Yes, it's topaz.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working nice.
Yeah, you're really working
That
nice
is
with
really
that.
nice.
I
Very nice.
really like this one.
I do
Yeah.
too.
All of the paintings are so cool that he's
Yeah.
making.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, good timing, Don. You're next.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is just a tiger lily. It was an arrangement for our anniversary that we got, and these are the only ones that most of the other ones that died, and I liked these, so I took them down into my studio and did studio lighting on it.
Excellent.
And then
Mhm.
after I got done with them, I put them in a watercolor and just put a touch of watercolor, and it kind of smoothed them. I thought smoothed them out a little better.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, very nice.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And then you put a black background.
Yes, yes.
Super.
Actually, I had a black background by
Oh, did
putting
you?
it in the studio. I got a black
Mhm.
cloth back here, and I just darkened it a little more. Then took the so you couldn't see the creases and stuff in it.
Hmm.
Nice shot.
That mansion we were that, that mansion we were at yesterday, Don had a whole area just full of these tiger lilies and must
Oh
have been
yeah,
about
Mhm.
yeah. In
100 feet
Ohio,
long.
you could see acres of them at times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
One of my wife's friends has got about a 5 acre lot, and they got them completely around their house.
Wow. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Gorgeous.
This year's from that bike museum in Bremen, New Bremen. I made it a black and white. There wasn't a lot of color in it, and this is from a World War One. I think it was a courier back in, and
Comes
he
Yeah.
had
complete
carried a
with a
rifle and
gun.
bow.
Bike museum. Yeah.
Don, that comes complete with a gun.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yep.
that's the sniper's bicycle, Don.
Yeah.
Oh, that
right.
could be. I didn't think about that. I was
Yeah.
thinking it was a carrier, but
So instead of a belt, you get a gun.
Yeah. Look at those shocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Well,
Very cool. I don't know if these like foot pegs.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I bet when he's aiming and shooting, he's steering with
Oh,
his
that could
legs.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Very cool.
oh,
This is in Wapak. This is the Neil Armstrong Space Museum there.
Hmm.
And I
where is
just
this? Where is
just
this?
took it that the dome is where they show the stars and stuff in, and that's got it. It looks like a moon and from the outside.
Mhm.
Oh, and it's a planetarium inside. Very cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then plus
Yeah.
they got uh, all different stuff from the space shuttle and suits and all kind of paraphernalia in there from his childhood and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Where says this, Don? Where is it?
In Walpock, Ohio.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
his home, Neil Armstrong's hometown,
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
right on 75 south of Lima.
Hmm.
The interstate's just on the other side of that.
Interesting.
One small step.
And this
for
is
man.
downtown
Yeah.
Walpock. This is just a space helmet that they got in a park there. It
I love it.
reflects the city,
Yeah.
that
That is
downtown
nice.
city.
That's
It stands about 6 feet tall.
Wow.
That's
6 feet tall. Wow.
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Pretty
That's nice.
old-fashioned buildings that are in the.
Yeah, they've Walpock has got some really cool old buildings in it.
Yeah, I thought you were back in like Copenhagen or somewhere where you were, Amsterdam. The buildings
No,
look European.
They do.
Yeah.
just Ohio.
Okay.
I'll have to take some of those photos from downtown one of these days. This is on the courthouse, second floor of the courthouse.
That's neat.
Mid-afternoon or late afternoon, and the sun was just coming through those stained glass windows, and
Yeah.
the bricks on the side were glazed, and it was so hot I just couldn't do anything in color. So I just decided to go with black and white, and I like the way the black and white turned
Yeah,
out. So I
great,
just
Yeah.
great shot.
That
dropped the
illumination.
color.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
it's real
needs
nice.
straightened up a wee bit. It's a little bit sloping.
It's what?
Okay.
It's and the way I see it, it's kind of angled a little bit to the left.
Oh, I could be.
I wonder if you
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
subtly bring some color through here.
I thought about that after I sent these in. I got to thinking about it, and I could have brought some color back in there. I might have to try that.
Yeah, that might work out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you could kind of maybe do a cool tone on the shadow areas and
Okay.
warm on the highlights if you want. And yeah, kind of play with it that way and bring your color in. Yeah, that could work.
That's a neat picture.
Thank you.
By the way, your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it was.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, let's go to Dave.
Mhm.
Is having a birthday good news or bad news?
Right.
Yeah.
Sandy, I got these numbered again, 1 to 5, please.
Okay. Did I pull
Sorry.
them the wrong way? Hang on, let me see here.
I try
Let's
and
go from
number
the
them now.
top down. Yeah.
Yep.
That work right?
Perfect.
All righty. Thanks.
Okay, folks. So I enjoyed showing the focus pictures the last session from the Houston museums. So I thought I'd go back and look in my disk and see what else I have in focus. Because for me, focus is really a challenge in photography because I have shaking hands. So I found some neat pictures that were focused. And here you go. Here's a beautiful Grand Packard.
Yeah,
This
wow.
was observed in Monterey. The classic car show had just ended, and there were several of these gorgeous cars on the street. So
Yeah,
I was
nice.
able to walk up to it, kneel down, and get this shot. Perfectly in focus, very sharp, beautiful polish, glistening in the sun. So I was super happy to get this.
Yeah.
And also, I've been experimenting with the colored borders, and I
Oh,
choose a color that's inside the photograph, and it's kind of like wrapping lipstick around the picture. And
Mhm.
I noticed Paula had some colors on her borders, and
I
it's
did this
fun,
time.
right, Paula? Yeah, it's fun
Yeah,
to
I did
choose a
it this
color.
time.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's fun to choose a color, and it kind of makes a little pop on the edges.
Yeah,
good one.
I like
Focused
Just,
in
this.
focus,
just so long
Like,
as you're not wearing lipstick.
right?
Just so long as you're not wearing lipstick.
Uh, that would be funny. Sandy, what was your?
I like the way the curb's highlighting it here, but it's washed out here. You hardly notice it here, but you really see it wrapping
Yeah,
around and accenting the shape of the body
yeah.
and up into the chrome and everything. Yeah, it's nice.
Sandy, you're an incredibly astute observer. The curb was so bright. I had to trim most of it off. I
Yeah,
wanted to
well,
keep just a line there. You're right,
yeah,
Sandy. It was so bright on the curb. You can see it
yeah,
reflecting in the hub and the
yeah.
wheels and
It kind of ties in. I'm guessing it's a Ferrari behind it, an old
yeah,
60s Ferrari. Yeah, nice,
yeah.
nice.
Okay, folks, here's a beautiful flat of strawberries that I had in my disc. I was just flipping through. I saw it. Wow, delicious, divine.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd show that. And it makes me think to make a strawberry daiquiri. Add some rum and lime, blend it up, slurp it down on a hot day. There you go. So, nice strawberries.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
Just trying to find
there
some focused pictures, and I have a few here and there on my discs.
you go.
Okay, folks, here is a bowl of confetti eggs. And
Nice.
these are Mexican party favors, and I think the idea is to slap it on somebody's head and they get showered with confetti. You can see the
Oh,
eggs are filled with confetti.
oh,
And so I thought this was in focus, and I liked the colors and the pottery and the barrel that it was sitting on. I
oh,
did remove the background and choose the blue that's on this egg over here and make that solid. It made the picture a little more solid.
that's
Just
interesting.
some visual
yeah,
entertainment. What,
yeah.
Ellen?
I've never seen that before. It's very interesting.
Yeah, this is a real thing. They're Mexican party favors. You can get them around, in the antique or the boutique stores, Alvera Street, stuff like that. So I imagine they make a real mess.
Yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt.
That is nice.
Yeah,
Nice. I like the colors.
thank you. Okay, here's a fun shot, folks. As photographers, you need only go somewhere, take your camera out for a walk, and voila, you might come upon a scene like this. Click your shutter, and all the charm in the world is going to come rushing into your lens. There you go. This was observed right here in Green Valley at the Amato car show.
Oh,
And I was just walking around and I saw this tiger sitting there and snapped a shot, came out perfect. So I thought I'd share it with you guys.
good.
Yeah, fun.
This very large red shape, of course, the whole car was red, but he had his hood up. So it made that huge block of red and then repeats down here. And you can see what do you call this, vinyl seating, and you can see the background. So I thought it was a cool shot.
Is that his hood or his trunk? This
Oh,
almost
maybe
looks
his
like the back
trunk.
seat.
Yeah, right. You're
Yeah,
right, Sandy.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's
yeah,
facing that way. Yeah, be the
yeah,
trunk. Yeah,
yeah. I was trying to figure out what that was, but then when you mentioned this interior, it looked like a back seat with a
right. The
old,
trunk was open.
yeah, convertible
Yes.
cover on it. Yeah.
could be the boot.
Okay, folks. You're a photographer. You're walking around with your camera. You're going to come upon the most charming sight you've ever seen. A turtle sitting on two alligators. How about it?
Wow.
So I
That's
thought it
one
was
hell
in
of
focus. These water creatures were seen at the Houston Aquarium, and it had like green light or something. And
Oh,
I rested my camera on the gate. You can't stick your hand in there, folks.
Right.
no, no, no.
No. So I rested the camera on a gate and took this shot. And as far as the border color, Paula, I took the purple that was on the gator's mouth here and
Yeah, I
wrapped the
see that.
lipstick around.
Yep,
So I wanted to share that with you guys.
that's nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
Quite a sight,
Very,
unusual.
no doubt. Wow. Think he'd be dinner, but I guess with that hard shell, I don't want to mess.
Yeah, they like to sit on each other. It keeps them warm, I think, all these
Yeah,
animals.
sure.
Thank you.
All right.
we go from
Nice
the,
shot.
yeah, there we go. That's great. Thank you. It's the first time I've done this, so I did it
Looks like
for,
we got,
yeah,
looks like we got two versions, two rows here. Let's do this one first.
okay. So this is a shot from down at Tumakakori, and the area in there, and I've added a little bit of AI to wet the floor just to bring it a little bit more interest to it. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I just loved all the textures and
Yep, that's nice.
the little bit
Yeah.
of blue that's coming up on the floor and the yellow, right, with the lights.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah.
So, that was all
Like
of it.
that.
So
Oh,
this
that's
one,
nice.
this is a coot chick. So you could say it was a cute coot chick, if you can say that fast.
Say that
Cute
fast
chick.
3 times.
Yeah.
A cute
That's
chick.
Cute chick.
You know how we got
Cute
coots all
chick.
over the place down here at our lake, but I've never seen the chick before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I love the colors in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
the
very
colors
cute.
and the reflection and just
Sure.
the way the water is moving around them. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is in a big area just south of us. It's called Frank Lake. And it's a big wetlands area for a lot of waterfowl and stuff. So
Mhm.
good place to go.
Hmm.
This guy must only be a day or two old. Like it's just brand new, right?
Really? Okay.
Have you ever seen their feet? The coot's feet?
No.
It's as big as your hand. They're massive.
Wow.
Really?
Wow. Really?
Gigantic.
Interesting.
Okay, so this next one,
Wow.
Oh, that's nice, Al.
thank you.
Oh,
So
that's
this
really
is
nice.
in Banff Park. I planned this shot for about 2 weeks to try and get the Milky Way over. This mountain's called Mount Rundle, and the lake in front of it's called Two Jack Lake. And we left Calgary about 10 o'clock in the evening and got there about just before 12 and set up the cameras. I'd set up 2 cameras, but this is just my Z8 one. So
It's incredible.
that's a one shot, 15-second exposure, and I think it's 2500 ISO.
Awesome.
That is
Alan,
Very
nice.
nice.
Alan, you've shown a lot of these Milky Way, and
I
I would
really
say
like
you
looking.
have mastered the Milky Way.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I have to bring your attention to this isn't pitch black. It's called a Bortle 2, which is a really dark site. Anyway, there's lots of bears around. So
Lots
you're
of what?
bears. So you're
Oh,
constantly
oh,
looking around, listening to all the little noises that are coming around you. So
uh-huh.
it's very unusual. It's very difficult actually to get this reflection of the mountain in the lake because there's usually always
Incredible.
wind on it.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
You didn't end up being barefoot.
Being barefoot, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been getting close to some bears in your
Yeah.
pictures.
About to get closer.
Yeah, see what's going on.
Now that's a close encounter.
Yes. This is a little pika. It's called a pika. They live in the rock slide. So last week we went on a drive down Highway 40 in Kananaskis country. So they had that road goes between I think it's December through to June, and it was closed an extra week because that G7
Oh, yeah.
conference was on.
Oh, that meeting, yeah. Yeah.
So they delayed it even more. So anyway, we went down the road, and like I say, there's an area there. It's called a glacier rock slide,
Mm-hmm.
and these little guys live right in all these crevices. So they're difficult to spot. They're very, very small. They're difficult to spot, but they're pretty damn cute.
Yeah, very cute.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you for spending some time with me today.
Cool. All right. There he is.
Oh,
And here he is.
geez.
Wow.
Or here.
You're getting
Oh,
close,
he
Alan.
is.
In between.
Is that a wide angle shot?
Kind of. So this is
kind of
well, it's a grizzly bear. So where we were taking these shots of these pikas on the rock slide, we came back to that area about 2 hours later, and exactly the same spot. Here's this bear and its 3 cubs
Oh, geez.
walking right in exactly the same spot, exactly the same. So this is maybe about 30 feet away. So it's.
That's close.
And you're in the car, Alan.
I'm not in the car. I'm out of the
You're
car.
not in the car.
But I'm between the car's between me and the bear. So
That helps a
Wow.
little.
Wow.
Nice shot.
thank
It's
you.
awesome.
Very nice.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Did we get everybody here?
Yeah.
I think so. All right, cool.
Incidentally, they tag these bears, so they all have tags on them and radio collars on them, so they know where they are most of the time. But you can look up the tag number of the bear, and it'll tell you all about it. It's pretty.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because he won't be around.
Well, this was kind of a happy accident with the iPhone. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was getting out of the car.
I got really good sense from
Yeah.
discussions with her.
Yeah. Paula, I think your audio is leaking.
Yeah, something was.
Yeah. 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 Maybe you can try muting. Let's see what happens. It's almost like I'm hearing a radio or something.
Yeah.
All righty. And then see, this next couple are from this mansion we were at in Akron yesterday, the Stan Highwood mansion. He evidently and his brothers found a Goodyear where Don used to work, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. So that was
Wow.
their little
Wow.
sunroom. That was kind of nice.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that's a nice place up there.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Yeah, I figured you'd been there before.
Yep. Been there a couple times.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, little breakfast area. little courtyard in the back.
Sandy, are these your cell phone or your Canon?
These are the Canon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did shoot both. So I kind of made around, did all the rooms and stuff. Then I kind of went back. I changed lenses. So this is my really wide lens, as you can see. Then I went back and just changed lenses and started just shooting detail stuff.
Yeah. So interesting. Oh, it's an abalone lamp.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
The
that's cool.
reflective surface. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Very nice.
No, and
Oh,
just tight
wow.
shots of the dishes, you know, the
Hmm.
little soap dish in the bathroom.
Yeah. That's an old bar of soap.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I think it's been there a while.
Oh, yeah. That's neat, Sandy.
Looks like lamp black on the soap
Yeah.
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 from the rubber.
Right.
Um,
And then one of the
Oh,
sons was a photographer, so he had a
mhm.
bunch of old stuff in his dark room downstairs in the basement. Kind of
Oh,
like this shot, reminded my early days.
Yeah, Sandy, you started in darkroom times, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Chemicals.
yeah. All that bad for you stuff.
Hmm.
And this was just
Look
a
at
tight
that.
shot of part of a fountain out in one of the gardens.
hmm.
He had like a English garden, an Oriental garden. You got a couple ponds with bridges going over it, and a little tea hut, and all kinds of beautiful things. They had a conservatory, and then a huge garden on the other side. Yeah, pretty nice estate.
That's neat. Is water dropping on the
Yeah,
statue here?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
got a splash. You know, if you can see little bits of
Yeah.
it going. Yeah,
Oh, that's what those sprinkles are. I was
yeah,
wondering. Okay.
yeah. And this is an iPhone shot. That's my macro stuff from the day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 I'm not sure what kind of beetle this is, but they were everywhere. A lot of them were mating and yeah, just climbing all around everything.
Super cool.
And this was up toward Cleveland in one of the state parks.
Cuyahoga?
Yeah, Brandywine Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And I met this
They're
little girl.
running really slow. They've got all different kind of colored lichen in it too. That are just
Yeah,
enough water comes across to keep it white, keep it wet, and it's very
yeah,
colorful in the fall.
yeah. I can
In
imagine.
fall.
Yeah, you can see it growing all through here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see if we can get in a little bit here. Uh, yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it even under here a little bit. Yeah. And while I was there, I met this cute little girl named Claire.
Yeah.
Very,
Nice.
very sweet.
Yeah, really.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I got today.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice, nice shots.
What
Yes.
great pictures everybody has.
Yeah, nice stuff, guys.
Really
Really
good.
nice
Thanks,
job
Sandy,
today.
for hosting today.
Yeah, my pleasure. So I don't know where we'll be in 2 weeks, but we'll try again.
Okay. Have a
All
great
right.
day, everybody.
You
Stay
too.
cool.
Thanks,
It's
Andy.
really
Bye,
hot in
everybody.
Green Valley.
See you
Yeah.
guys.